Party people, welcome to the stream's opening screen. Hope you're having a lovely Wednesday. Gonna explain why Wednesday is super important in a sec or two. A hot sec, as they say. A big greasy pumping tick of that clock. Hello, welcome everybody. Hi there, Lucas Builds. Hi, Chicken Soup. The Milk Product Mark II, Logos Minor, Sea Striker 87, Alpha Bravo 11, Transformers 1984, Timu Kananen, I gotta get that right, Kananen, Franco Falcone, Tygon Pantera, Kadjet, Xander Carter, Adam Edgmond, Ben Walters, Nicholas Capehart. Some of those actually they were in the chat like way when I turned the thing on to schedule. They may no longer be here, I don't know, but I'm gonna say their names anyway. That toy guy, Agent CJ Gaming, Slayer Shoop, playing the hot fresh tunes for you right out of the YouTube audio library. That's Dark Step by Silent Partner, a track that I use constantly, all the time, everywhere. I just like it. It's pleasant. So, what are we calling this stream? We're calling this stream V-Variety. I know what you're thinking. Why this? Well, I'm going to reveal the secrets of the universe to you. You see, V-Variety, right? Because it's a variety stream. We're going to do a couple things. And then you'll notice that the day, right, is Wednesday. Okay? Now, take a look at that W, right? Notice how that's actually two V's. So you could say that this is the Wednesday V-Variety show. So I think that really just clearly explains everything. And then we can get right to it. Oh, Chicken Soup. Yeah. YouTube Audio Library. When I got that track, that was what, like years and years ago? There's like billions more tracks. The YouTube Audio Library is friggin' stocked with music tracks. That's what I've used for like all the Combiner Wars videos. A lot of stuff. It's all like so Creative Commons. You don't even need to cite it. Like it says right in the thing, you can just use it without attribution, which is great because I forget to do things constantly, like attribute. So Yeah, you should dig in there. It's in the if you have Creator Studio, which you do if you have a YouTube account, I think. Audio library is like the bottom option on the list of options on the left. There's a billion things in there. Searching through it can be kind of annoying, but it's true. There were some other hot tracks in here I hadn't even listened to. There's one here called Iron is Laughter. I'm actually just kind of curious what this is. Well, this is this was added in August 2015, that track. Darkstep is March 2014. This has been in here for nearly 7 years. This hot bop. This genre dance and electronic mood funky artist Twin Musicom. That ain't bad. Anyway, I'm gonna halt it. Record scratch. I just want to see if I can do this smoothly. So we're gonna pop over here and say that since it is June, hi. I want to throw out a hello to everyone and a happy Pride. In this household, we rock on the Ace spectrum, so be nice or get mercilessly. I don't know. I'll click the buttons that make bad things happen to you. So I'm going to talk about a couple news bits, and then I'm gonna do a thing, and maybe do another thing. So let's get right to it. Not going to be face cam on all the things, but I got a funny little setup I just made today, about 45 minutes ago, and I am tickled that it works, at least for my purposes. I don't know if it's actually any good, but I like it. So I'm gonna go over here to did I call this gameplay sub? I guess I did. Okay, that's the wrong one. Right, that's gameplay sub. Is that the wrong one, or do I want gameplay? Do I want stream plug? Do I want stream pre-show? What happened to the one with the thing? I think it was gameplay sub. I just have to re-click. Things in here. Be nicer. I will personally ensure your crops fail, says Lucas Builds. I don't have gameplay DOM yet. I'm not cool enough. So I have a window that's open, and I went to gameplay sub. There it is. So the first thing I want to do is take a look at this hotness. So the Masterpiece Trainbots dropped, right? And they got some of that friggin' Diaclone reboot CG short action going on. Now the main thing that I wanted to do in here was I wanted to frame by frame through a couple of the good bits, because I also found out the other day that on YouTube's interface you can do frame by frame now with comma and period, which, they could have told anyone that they put that in, but they didn't. So the good parts, right? Now I don't need to actually watch this, right? Because we've seen it all. We've all seen it, and if you haven't seen it, like, you can go to YouTube and look at it later, right? I don't know what's a thumbnail. But yeah, I could also just yammer a little bit while this is going on. Hopefully the volume levels are all good. But like, look, that's Diaclone reboot stuff, right? Right? That quality, that music, that action. But yeah, there's the bit. Look, they got it transforming like the toy, which means that this is technically our first look at how MPG Raiden Trainbots work. I thought it was transforming already. Where do you start? Okay, lift off. Okay, so granted, this probably doesn't reveal all the secrets of the universe, right? But this is our chance to figure out together just how these work. So clearly there are panels going on, right? But there was a motion in here I really liked. Oh yeah, also you see on the roof there, like, there's like a little L hook stick. I can't tell if I gotta take a look, see if you can actually see my mouse cursor or not. I don't think you can. Whatever. But there's a little L hook up there on that roof. I kind of like that. The gray panels on the insides of the legs, looking like they are designed to take a panel-y conversion, right, and then like make it have mass. Oh, it's just, I love that they did this. because like I saw in the chat that this trailer single-handedly made Chicken Soup single-handedly made you care for the Trainbots. Yeah, same here. I was already kind of wanting to see how these turn out, because I like seeing what the Takara Tomy engineers do with this stuff, you know, for better or for worse, who cares. But oh, this is just looking really fun in motion like this. The thing that made me feel good was coming up here. There's a bit that rotates 180 degrees, and for whatever reason, that's the kind of thing that makes me happy. Also, I like seeing like this Cybertron Galaxy 4 style thing of like, this is the toy CG model, but just like the textures are gorgeous and the lighting is nice. But yeah, you see like the way this is hinging up. Oh, that's neat. Here, yeah, the 180. Watch on the backpack and on the torso as well. The twin 180s feel like some good stuff. Now, granted, in hand, who knows if the hand feel is going to be any good or if it's going to suck, but I like the flow of motions here. A video like this for MP44, I think, would communicate that toy really well, too. Because I found MP44 Optimus had a sort of flow that made me think of this kind of motion if it all happened at once. The thing is that when you're transforming it, obviously, it's not all happening at once. But that is, regardless, just some good stuff. Also, they use the noise as a punctuation rather than the only sound effect, which is my kind of thing. But this is, yeah, this also leads into the other two, which is I think the main frame by framing thing, because those are single shots. These two jokers here. So this is bewildering. The first, if some of you haven't seen this, by the way, get ready, because you're about to not be able to keep track of what's happening. Some classic 2007 style here. Too much happening at the same time. So that was the bit where I went like, we got a frame by frame. Yeah, Mike Jabba, like, I have no idea what the hand feel is going to be like on these, if the tabs don't hold or not. I'm really hoping that the tabs hold. Like, the tabs mostly have to hold on the train modes, and I got a feeling those are going to be so prioritized that ideally the tolerances are there for the train modes. For the robot modes, as you can see, like, on the robot modes, I think that a lot of this stuff is a combination of vestigial and in placements where I doubt stuff could get hinky. Like a fellow on the left here, you can see the arms coming out, right? Like there's fellow on the left has. By the way, I suck at their names because I haven't thought about them in years. Fellow on the left has got, you know, the arms curled up in front, right? So it's like two obvious boxes of mass there. Fellow on the right, unfortunately, is very obscured in this shot. So I'm not able to discern a whole lot about fellow on the right, other than like how some of the train panels are collapsing, and that you can see the chest there folded up. But, well, yeah, the torso might be off center on the first one, but on this one it's flipping down, so it's on a hinge axis where it's going to be in place, I think. And the other one, or the blue one, you can see the torso hinging down. So really, I think the question is just going to be like, you know, are there soft locking tabs on the first one with that little 90-degree chest plate twist? But I just really, I like this stuff. Like, regardless how the toys turn out, if we get a Diaclone reboot style CG short of Raiden doing some gut tie, it's all worth it. It's absolutely worth it. Because this is blocked and delivered in every sense. Just the sound effect delivery, everything. That's so good. And then the music build-up. This friggin' the Voltron shot right here. This is the stuff! And as long as this shot here, right, comes at the end, like, go up, right? And then in, like, let's say a year, we get this this killer friggin' short with internal interlock mechanisms happening and everything. Oh, baby, then we're there. As long as it doesn't actually go from that just to this shot, then I'm happy. This is a good, nice shot, but this has to come after some stuff. Like, you see the glow effects in the air, right? Around Raiden's head. Like, that has to be coming off of those have to be the vestigial particles of speed lines melting away after we hear, ideally, a voice actor delivering just one solid name call-out, right? Oh boy. So I think this is really cool. Like, this may well be the best thing about the MPG series. Who knows? Like, that's the bummer about MPG, is that there are 3 pre-orders up now. Thankfully, one will come out in the next 30 days. But I would also really like to know how the interlocks work. I want to know how these toys work, because that's killing me. I went and before I continue on, I'll say we're gonna pop over to here now. I'm gonna check OBS, make sure that worked. It worked. I wanted to take a quick look at some of the pictures now that there's like 3 of them, because this is half a team. And this is also making me more excited, seeing 3 of them together rather than the one on the left standing with some car bots where I just don't feel anything right away. But I looked at the Moon Studios ones, because the Moon Studios ones are, a completely different aesthetic, and it seems like they're going for, not all built-in, but they're going for, big shapes coming together. It's a really nice silhouette. So now that there was an arm out, after that short CG short came out today, I went to look at, I think it was Ben's Collectibles had the video I saw that showed it most clearly without like background music and stuff and actual live audio. And I wanted to know how the interlocks work, because everything but one arm is out now, it looks like, for Moon Studios' version of Raiden. And boy, it's a mixed bag. Because my dream, right, is that the way that these things interlock would resemble train couplings in some way. Even just little bits of flavor, I think would be gorgeous. And Moon Studios hit that on how the legs connect to the hips, the knees. Like, it looks pretty cool. It sounds like it's solid enough. I couldn't really tell what was going on with how the torso connects to the hips, like the midsection. I want to hear from someone who actually has those, whether or not that feels good. But the way that the arm connects to the shoulders looks like kind of garbo. Like, unfortunately, it's like a mushroom peg system where the mushroom, right, is on the torso, and then the cup for the mushroom is split in half between the legs of the arm bot, and you just sandwich it around the joint, and it doesn't lock. It's sandwich tabbed together, everything around the joint, and it kind of just frictions around it. And it looks horrifying, and not in the sense of like the how is it going to look on a shelf, in the sense of when you move it, it's like ka-tink, tink, tink, you're moving this ratchet, and it's like the one thing holding the ratchet joint together has a split up the middle that is kind of just relying on friction to hold. I don't know, the whole thing felt really, I like there was a lot of unfounded faith in the power of plastic in there, but that was the impression I got. So that's not to say MPG Raiden is going to suddenly be like the best thing in the world, because we don't know how any of it works interlock-wise, but Moon Studios' shoulder connectivity really let me down looking at how that worked. I was like, that's precisely the kind of thing that puts me off, knowing that I have to, walk on, I have to tread lightly when I'm like moving the shoulders around. I don't know. Milk Product Mark II, do you want Genesis Gaogaigar like mid-torso clamp in the... Hell yeah! I don't think we're gonna get that at all, but that would be the dream, because that's solidity. I like solidity leading to playability with giant $600+ combiner things, in my personal opinion and for my taste, which to me is the most important taste, because it's mine. It's the one I experience. So the thing about this that I was trying to pick up, and I picked this up, this is a TFW article, because this is just the first place I looked, that's me, was this head, right? Because Yukikaze, the third one, comes with Raiden's head. So I'm sort of just assuming we're not having an all built-in situation, because I went back and looked. The chest plate is a separate piece on the first one coming out. So I'm guessing the chest plate, the head, and the hands are going to be separate pieces. Whatever. I'll get over it. But apparently this text here, or somewhere in here, according to the TFW article, is implying that the Raiden head can fold up and store inside of Yukikaze. And if it can store inside while in both modes, then I'm super, super happy, because that's playable. I like that. Also, this looks like an updated silhouette of the Gatai mode, which looks pretty cool. I'm not like doing a backflip, but it looks fine. It looks like it's actually the toy too. It's not like that, blurred thing that people were kind of having to Photoshop brighten to figure out what was going on. The actual individual robots are really just going to be a case of like the hand feel, because look at the legs, right? Actually, there's some shots where you can see the legs at different angles. Like, the legs are very much lots of panels forming a shape. And in the case of Yukikaze, I believe that they're forming a shape also to make a lot of the train mass disappear, because this is a longer train than the other leg fellow. So if all of that stuff on the legs like forms and tabs together beautifully, then yo, I'm set. If the hand feel is there and the transformation flow is good, and I suspect it's going to be good, it seems pretty linear, then I'm going to be happy. But that is unfortunately something that is never communicated whatsoever usually until I mess with one, honestly. But there's a train comparison shot here. This is the one. So the middle one here, Yukikaze, and then the bottom one here, those are the two leg robots. And obviously there's a size disparity because these are going for train scale accuracy stuff, because that's how this is going to sell a whole lot more over in Japan. So I suspect that the blue fella down on the bottom is going to be a very linear, probably a really fun transformation, because you're mostly going to be uncompressing a robot out of a stick, whereas the bullet trains more so have to turn bullet train mass, probably by curling it up into boxy shapes. You're going to have to make that mass kind of sink into the robot mode a little bit, and as was mentioned before by Mike, that's going to need to feel good. Thankfully, one of these is coming out this month, because I think that's going to inform like the pre-order status for at least English-speaking fans of all the rest of them. Thanks, ViewWriter. Getsue. That's right. Yukikaze and Getsue. So I'm really optimistic about these, because I think parties involved want them to turn out well. And I threw in like HLJ pre-orders on them all, because those are cancelable. Because also I'm kind of, I live month to month, as you do in 2022. But pee-pee poo-poo, why would the train accuracy sell more in Japan? Because Japan has entire demographics of people who are bonkers for trains. And like this set was, if I recall correctly, debuted or at least featured at a train show. These are all fully accurate train modes to a certain scale with scaled track parts. There are people who will buy these for the train modes. I anticipate these will be packaged in train mode, because I anticipate there will be a demographic of note that will be buying these and never transforming them out of train mode. So there's a whole thing there that, for the most part, doesn't really exist over in English-speaking parts of the fandom, which is a great reminder that English-speaking Transformers fandom is absolutely not the entire Transformers fandom. April-powered, as well they should be. Because also, yeah, trains are pretty cool. Like, to be honest, trains, hey, I'm going to be controversial here. Trains are pretty cool. And yeah, Shin Kalyan, another Takara Tomy property, is a very train-oriented property that is, like, friggin' printing money or whatever for them, and had crossovers with Evangelion and Hatsune Miku, among other things. And it's kicking ass. And I have seen, when I was in Japan, which is a very long time ago now, like, I saw people doing train photography. It is actually pretty cool. It's very chill. And I wish I was more mature back then to actually, like, take part in some of that. So that's also the big difference between this set. For those who have not really been, like, going nose deep in this stuff, the third-party unofficial set by... I'm going to stop using third-party. I hate that terminology. The unofficial set by Moon Studio is going for more kind of big, chunky shapes, cartoon stuff. The trains are just sticks, I'm kind of underselling the train modes. Those train modes still look pretty cool, but this is like 1,000% licensed train modes where the train mode is the focus. Although looking at these side by side with the original G1 version, and some of the screen caps from the Headmasters cartoon, the robot modes are a lot. I thought the robot modes on MPG were really just going to take some liberties, which I'm fine with at the end of the day with these, but there's a lot more translation of detail here than I expected. Like, the torso details and the front of leg details exist between the two, which is kind of cool to see. For Springen, it's just me. It's like me, and I hate the word content, and I'm annoyed by the word third party because a lot of people don't know what it means anymore, and then start getting angry when you tell them what it means. I think unofficial is just an easier catch-all, and it also doesn't involve a hyphen, and it's one word. Yeah, Evangelion crossovers, paint purple, add 0 to price tag. Milk Product Mark II. I'm not going to say people bought Soul of Chogoku and Gao Gaigar just for the train, but I think Gao Gaigar having a train made Gao Gaigar cooler to at least a percentage of people. I have nothing to back this up other than intuition. But yeah, there was some stuff here where you can see the over in the bottom left, like a screen cap from the cartoon. I don't remember a lot of the headmasters, and I triple, quintuple don't remember a lot of the cartoon robot mode models for the Trainbots. So this was actually a wake-up call for me that in the cartoon animation, in fact, Yukikaze does have big-ass planks on his arms. So I felt better about that when I saw it. I am off that hyphen train. Correct. Yeah, there was also a Godzilla in Shinkalion. That's right. Also, like here, I like how the scene we're recreating is the time the Trainbots wrestled, I guess. So this is kind of cute, but also it's a nice look at the back of Shoki. Who's it? I'm gonna read this. Shoki. Yeah, at the back of Shoki, who was the first one coming out. That coupler just chilling out back there is pretty funny. But I do see the silhouette of an actual person beneath that, so that's helping me a lot. I like Shoki's big feet, like those big boots do a lot to help that figure out. The thing about third party that gets people confused is that the way that the term works, right? Is that licensed stuff by 3-0 and Flame Toys are also third party. And then, depending on who you interact with, you might say, this licensed third-party piece is very cool, and then the person involved with it might go like, hey, don't you call it that! And then you're like, well, it is. And then they start making this big fuss that is very irritating, because it's like, well, you know, everyone else says it differently, and it's like, yeah, but I don't. So, yeah, Mike, the kibble, it's honest, yeah. I think there's a fine line, right, where you see stuff like this. Also, you can see that Shoki has and Yukikaze both have backpacks in the cartoon models. There you go. But I kind of there's a fine line where this stuff can feel rickety, but then the more angles I'm seeing, right, of these figures, like I said before, I'm seeing a humanoid biped shape very clearly that is then encompassed within the panelage, and it is a fine line. It's very subjective, but for me, they're on the correct side of that fine line so far. It's going to be, you know, again, the hand feel. When I mess with these, do the panels jiggle all over the place, come loose, etc.? That wouldn't be cool. So hopefully that's not the case. We'll find out in about a month, right? Was there anything else in here that was of note? Oh, I like the anal shot of the train has got that rear door, just like picked out real nice. Something about this I really enjoyed, just seeing that little door on the butt of the train. Lucas Build, Shoki is the best. I mean, I'm quoting from chat, so I didn't make this up. It's a good one, though. Shoki is the best-known Trainbot, mostly because he went on to compose a bunch of music for Power Rangers. Yes, because Shuki Levy was the Power Rangers. Lucas Build's done with Trainel. That's a 2 for 2, so congratulations. I don't have a soundboard, so imagine an air horn noise going off. I'm also noticing the chat lag here. Because I remember it's been a sec since I said the shot. There's just some pose shots in here. This is about all I really had for this fellow. Because the thing with the leg, right, is like, yes, it looks like a leg, but like up at the top of the stump, that's all I care about, and they're not even letting me look at the inside of the stump. So how does it work? You have to tell me these things. I got a little rant to go on, which is, and this is not just for MPG. This is for it seems this is for everyone except friggin' like Ocular Max. But like when you're doing a combiner in the 2020s, you just gotta show us all how the interlocks work. Because and at least this is okay. You don't have to show us all because there's a lot of people who don't care, but I care. I can't get excited about a combining toy if I have no idea how the interlocks work anymore, because, like, that will ruin the entire experience if, like, 4 months later it turns out the interlocks weren't sorted out until the 5th figure came out. And then, like, also, in that case, if also it turned out bad, right? Like, the Studio Series Devastator is the only time I've been cool with it, because that's kind of the story of Studio Series Devastator, is that they were figuring out how the hell to make this work over the course of a release schedule that barely suits how Transformers releases in North America in the first place. So I just want to know how the interlocks work. And someone on Twitter was like, yeah, the hips robot is probably going to be the 6th final one to come out. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. And I hate it. But you... And yeah, Adam Edgman, like, this is a modern MP with greebles and surface detail, again, because those trains gotta look realistic. So, the power of the trains fandom has altered the trajectory of this set. For better or for worse, depending on your taste. I say those phrases a lot, but that's because they're actually incredibly important when talking about Transformers toys and collecting. Speaking of which, Masterpiece MP57 Skyfire was also revealed. Massively let's not even talk about the price, because we all know he's expensive. So let's lay out at the front. We're going to talk about this in a fantastic little world where we all want a copy. So we're all just waiting for ours to show up, and we're very disaffected by that because we're all rich, and we get things for free. So we're just gonna look at these disavowed from the conversation of price, because otherwise, like, we're gonna remember the state of the world. Let's have a moment of that toy escapism where we're all rich. All right, so I think this thing looks pretty cool, because when I saw the very sudden stack of quote unquote leak images leading up to which was basically mostly this stuff but blurry, I was excited to see how this turns out, because I actually quite enjoy some of the ungreebled modern Masterpiece toys for their transformation flow. It really is the question of whether or not that flow is there. I haven't messed with a lot of the most recent ones, because after appearing to get very lucky with my Hound, I no longer wanted to take the risk on disintegrating bits and pieces, especially with some of the sound bites that were floating around about, like, the experimental uses of plastic without really telling anyone. But so I haven't messed with the new Starscream or the official MPRC. Those two I have not laid fingers on. Apparently, Starscream turned out great, so I'd love to handle one sometime. I haven't messed with skids either. That's my fault. I could have got skids for like $90 at TFCon, and I didn't. Mechanova King, the reason why we're getting this is because our nice Siege Jetfire toy cannot mimic screen caps from the TV show and is not tall enough. Because as I understand it, this one's taller, or longer, or something. He's very big. Also, he comes with little friends. The thing I like about this also, right, and the reason why this toy is justified, is because this is just taunting Harmony Gold. This is just like, this is not even teabagging. This is just like walking up to Harmony Gold while they're sitting down trying to, reach under their computer to plug in a USB thing. Oh, it's upside down again. And while they're doing that, you walk up behind them and you just start, like, going into their ear. In that way where they don't know if you're spitting or not, or if that's just their brain filling in the tactile sensation of that noise plus your breath hitting their eardrum. So I really like this picture. This is hubris. This is spite. This picture. I enjoy this. But also I like Skyfire's shapes. So I'm excited to see how this thing works. It is very large, which being very large and being very unlicensed makes me very hopeful that the hand feel factor will be good on this, because it's not having to do funky panel type stuff. And it's not having, as far as I can tell, it's not having to do anything weird with its masses, right? Because it's going from this funny-looking thing into this funny-looking thing. I also am enjoying the I guess, taunting of Bandai, but probably not so much, of that face mask with that is just that is just the VF1. This is pretty funny. This is pretty funny. I'm enjoying that in the chat we're all agreeing that we're all so rich that we're all already owning this as well. But yeah, the highlight of this, not to knock it or anything, is the little friends. Because look at, this is the thing, is that we saw that first photo, right, where it's like, oh, he's gonna come with minifigures, that's cute, sure. But then this photo, where it's like, oh look, they're articulated. Now I'm like, well, now I want them, because I want tiny articulated little robot friends. because I'm assuming that they're about 2 inches tall. I'm assuming that they're going to be articulated Diaclone reboot style, like the little spike from MP44 was. And I like that stuff a lot. I like very small articulated figures, so I kind of want it. But yeah, I just think it looks fine. Really, like it looks like it does. It looks like it does a lot of interesting stuff. There's nothing offensive to me really about it. Obviously, it is extremely flat. And if that is not to your subjective taste, then like there is nothing this thing is going to do to win you over. Like, this is a big flat box man that turns into a big flat box with 2 flat triangles sticking off of it, right? Like, and if you like this, I think you still got to agree. It's just a bunch of flat shapes, right? Like, you got to be into that to be into this. Articulation looks fine. Like, you know, he's able to... Well, that's not the best one here. He's able to do the thing, you know, the go to a knee and point the gun. I'm not into the hands having no spread on the fingers. If this thing is really, really big, the fingers need to have spread. And as far as I can tell, those look extremely... these look extremely hinged in one axis, and that ain't good enough for me anymore. I need finger spread on giant robot hands. It looks like 9 joints. But yeah, there's effect parts and etc. That it also, you know, reused Beast Wars base. It's nice that it comes with a flight base, because whether or not it looks good, right? As long as it's there, so that you can have the jet or the Gerwalk or the Handwalk hovering. I think that's really the key thing. The other thing about this that I'm interested in is to see how it works, because as someone who doesn't like about 99% of what Fans Toys makes, Fans Toys Phoenix is the best toy that I have ever handled from them. It's an actually good, fun toy with a good transformation that has flow. Whoever worked on it apparently evaporated into mist shortly after making it, but that means that there is, you know, I hate this terminology too, kind of, there's stiff competition in the arena of Chris Vangelis's taste for where this could exist. But Lucas Builds is probably going to be an unofficial add-on kit for fully articulated hands, which we can all easily afford as we're all rich. Correct. And yes, pee poo poo. Most Transformers are, in fact, collections of squares and rectangles vaguely resembling a human. And I do love it when jets can grab me. This is good. We got good stuff going on in here. Mike Jabba, that might be the smallest G1 it'll be the smallest articulated G1 Optimus, absolutely. But there was that, like, tiny Optimus, it was like world's smallest or whatever, the thing where it's like in a blister pack and it's in a microscopically rendered version of its old package. I don't remember what those things were called, but there was an Optimus Prime for that. Also, yes, finally, Masterpiece Jazz. I've seen some talk about whether this is a hint of Jazz being the next Masterpiece. Like, I would say that this does not indicate that whatsoever. Jazz may well still be the next Masterpiece. I don't think this is like some kind of, you know, coded hint. I think it's just that Jazz is there for probably screen cap reasons. But, you know, I could be wrong. Yeah, Takara Museum, that's what it was. Oh, so yeah, for Springen, there is Arc Optimus. Yeah, Arc Optimus might be smaller than that Takara Museum one. I don't have the Takara Museum one, so I'm actually not sure. No, I mean, I find this toy very inoffensive, and I anticipate it will be on the better end of this style of Masterpiece. Whether or not you like the style of Masterpiece, obviously, is gonna really just inform whether you're even, like, stepping into the building with this toy or not. But, you know, you get to have your very large Masterpiece official toy that can stand with all your other ones, while Ironhide demonstrates his lack of opposable finger while he tries to point at something, and super duper looks like he's doing something else. Yeah, the Jazz theories for the Red Circle and Arrow YouTube weirdos. Yeah, I'm in the position of just, like, I have mild excitement for this. I don't know how I will afford it whatsoever. So I'm just in the phantom zone of, like, well, this looks neat. And if someone really hates it, I'm not in the zone of wanting to really engage, because I'm like, I don't think I care enough about this to want to stand up for its honor. Would they ever do a Jetfire out of this? I could imagine a Jetfire deco being done on this. Someone photoshopped that already, I think, like with all the extra red and the red visor. I know I saw a Photoshop of that floating around on Twitter. But I guess it's worth mentioning he does the thing right with the different panels and what I don't know if they've mentioned. I'll scroll up. I don't know if they mentioned how the panels work because I'm curious if they're magnetic or not. Doesn't seem to be indicated here. But yeah, the other thing worth mentioning is that this is a Takara Tomy Mall exclusive, I think, and it also went up on Pulse and a bunch of other places. Very odd rollout on the pre-order things for this. And it is also about $300 American dollars. Its pre-order in Canada is like $350 Canadian dollars, plus 14% HST if you're purchasing from an online store, which adds another, let's say, nigh $40 to it. So it's about 400 Canadian dollars, which is pretty rough. That's if you're buying inside Canada. I'm sure there's a way to finagle it for about $50 less if you put a lot of work in Canada. But yeah, I'll bring us back to Realityville now, just in case we want to all do the exhalation. Oh boy, it's expensive! Alright, there, I got it. That was for all of us. A mall exclusive means that in Japan, it's, I believe, yeah, it says right here, Takara Tomy Mall exclusive. So if you're in Japan, you have to order it from Takara Tomy Mall, which is like an online store. But in tandem with that, it appears to have gone up on like pre-order in English-speaking territories in a whole bunch of extra places. So if you have that $300 American dollars available, then you have plenty of options. I thought Takara Tomy Mall was an online thing, or is it online reservation? I don't know. It's one of those various. I don't think there is literally a Takara Tomy Mall, but I wish there was. That would be fun. My railroad empire. So that's all I have really. I think for Skyfire here. I just think that's partly why I wanted to mostly talk about that Trainbot video, but I thought let's hit Skyfire and deliver. I think the most realistic reaction, which is like, oh boy, it's expensive, but it looks neat. And that's about it. Takara Tomy Mall is the kiss of death for a lot of collectors outside of Japan. I think that's why it showed up on Pulse and like I think there was a from the company side and an effort made to make this available to folks as they need it. There was one other reveal we're talking about, though, which is the sting in my tail. Let me take a quick sip of my Coca-Cola Zero Sugar. I use a metal straw because I'm fancy. With rubber tips. I'm not that fancy. I still have to take care of my lips. But we had a reveal on a G.I. Joe stream for a Transformer, of all things. It's the second one of these collab G.I. Joe figures. So I'm just going to say up front, it's fine. I don't think it's like the best thing in the world, but I think it's much like the Megatron. I think it's fine. However, the thing there's two things. Number one, the thing I found most disturbing, right, is that this is a CG render. What's disturbing about that, you ask? That means they have a CG render of the old 80s G.I. Joe bodies. Just, they scanned them in. They digitized them like in Tron! Or they made them in CAD, I don't know. But I actually found it kind of fascinating that like they have these CAD models for 80s G.I. Joe bodies. I think that's kind of wild. I'm sure that they showed one for Baroness when they debuted the Megatron as well. I'm starting to remember this now. But, I don't know. I think that having a CAD model of 80s Sergeant Stalker or whatever is kind of neat. That's kind of neat. But yeah, Bumblebee is an Awe Striker. I made the joke on Twitter because of the white stars. It's like it's canon. I'm gonna repeat my Twitter joke because I'm that kind of person. It's actually canon that one time Bumblebee skinned Hound and then wore Hound upside down. But someone pointed out to me as well that you can see look at the gray, right? On the inside of the Bumblebee arm that's holding the gun. He's got Hound's arm stripes sculpted on his forearms. So this guy looks a hell of a lot like Hound, except for the head, and obviously some of the paint job. So that's kind of odd. Also, this is like a small vehicle, so I could foresee them releasing a Hound of this as well, and maybe he's already set up to be Hound. Because he's got Hound's forearms. It's real weird. But yeah, the thing that would have won me over on this is if... I think there's physical shots, right? Or at least there's slightly nice looking shots here. If those tires on his legs were on his forearms, I would be championing this a lot more, because then he'd be a modern articulated Bumblebee with the G1 Toys wheel placement on the arms with big tires on the shoulders and forearms, and that would be kind of cool. Otherwise, I think this is, like, again, this is rather inoffensive, because as jank as parts of the robot mode look, I think this is a pretty good job considering what an Awe Striker looks like, which is a skeletal dune buggy. So I think they did a good job with the mass available to them. However, you know what? For all that stuff I said about championing this if the wheels were whatever, I would be championing this, the toy that they are putting out, right? If it wasn't Bumblebee, if it was an original character. Because that's my problem with these G.I. Joe collabs, is the thing that makes collab work for me enormously is that they're all new characters. Megatron and Bumblebee being G.I. Joe Cobra things, it's not bad. It's just, it puts a ceiling on my excitement, because they don't fit into the collab-verse headcanon that I've got brewing up in my noggin. So I kind of wish, and I saw the point made elsewhere that, like, of all the collabs, Transformers Cross G.I. Joe is the last one that really needs to, like, have 80s Transformers characters there. Although, like, you know, one could, I think, make the point that you need to have an 80s G.I. Joe there, and that having an 80s Transformer there to go with them creates a bit of a stronger image for the poster, but I would be 10 times more excited about these if they were new characters, with a comic book even. Well, that's a whole other thing, right? No, actually, Adam Edgman, this would have been even better if this was Optimus, because it would have been like, Optimus, did you miss? When you shot your scan laser, did you miss? Did you try to scan the whatever thing that everyone makes you into with the missiles, and you missed? And you're, like, too proud to rescan? You're like, no, I meant this is to show my humble humility, fellow humans. Human humans. Something. So, yeah, I think it looks like it's okay. The thing about this I'm actually really liking is that the price is, like, what was it, like 68? Yeah, $69. Nice price. Because that's not that Megatron price, which is real brutal to look at, because it hit the triple digits, at least over in Canada. Oh, they implied in the stream that these were greenlit over a year ago. I did not know that. I didn't watch the stream. I'm a bad fan. I was making bacon when they did that stream, because I was preparing breakfast after a long existential morning of staring into space. I had one of those mornings, and yeah, I'm kind of enjoying the inherent humor of, like, Bumblebee, after stealing Hound's role in the G1 cartoon, is now just stealing Hound's role in future things of, like, oh yeah, here's the Hound vehicle, even has Hound's forearms. It's mine. Me, Bumblebee, the famous one. It's mine. But yeah, I don't want to diminish anyone who is excited about this, because I have seen folks hype for Hiss Megatron. I've seen folks hype for this because of what it specifically is to them as a G.I. Joe fan, and I think that's important to bear in mind, because also, you know what, G.I. Joe fans, they're having it better right now with Classified, but they're not having it that much better, because Classified sounds like it still is kind of nightmarish to track down when new waves come out for a little while. So, like, you know, don't what's the word I'm looking for here? Don't grind a heel on the excitement of the G.I. Joe fan in 2022. They only have so much, you know. We gotta be nice. But I'm not pre-ordering this really. If I see it in a store, I think that would be something. The packaging looks wild. Like, I like this packaging, and if I see it at ebgamestop.ca in person, then I think I might get a little bit more excited about it, and then hopefully catch it, like, with some kind of discount off of my fancy card, and also maybe some kind of discount on a nice day of the week. And then, yeah, the Milk Product Mark II still can't find the Viper. I mean, yeah, it sounds like that's the story of Classified still, is like people eventually find them, but it rarely hits the point of it being easy, especially for the troop builders. If they're springing, don't kick them while they're down. Yeah, kind of. That's always been my take on G.I. Joe fans for the last decade, really. It's been like, stop, you know what, let's not pick on them too much. What do they have? You know, like, have empathy for the G.I. Joe fan who watches all the Transformers fans in kind of the same tent, just getting showered with gifts for 15 years. Anyway, that's all the Transformers news I had that I wanted to hit up. Now, what order of operations I want to try one of my other setups before I go to a couple tweets I wanted to share that looked really cool. So I'm gonna do a trick. Now I know what you're all thinking is like, oh, it's gonna be the Spreem shot again. It's gonna be, oh, look at me. I'm face camming with a picture of Omega Spreem next to me in front of a bunch of mess on a shelf. That's the only webcam shot he's got. This newbie, this greenhorn streamer. Oh, I got a thing for you. Let me go push the fancy button. Twin Cam A! That's right! I got 2 webcams! So, the autofocus is much like a 2008 YouTube toy review. So I do need a white piece of paper down so that I can not have the autofocus flipping around all over the place. But I wanted to share something I painted recently, because I put up a photo of it, but I was really proud of it. And this is a V-Variety stream, so I want to share a variety of things. This is a Rumble Slam figure I painted recently, and I'm super proud of myself for getting the flesh tone to work out this well. We're still having some problems with this autofocus, but I don't know how to fix that on webcams, because they don't have manual. But this is a convention exclusive sculpt that goes up very often. It was just up. I think it's still available on TT Combat's site. This is from the game Rumble Slam, which is kind of like Blood Bowl mixed with Streets of Rage mixed with pro wrestling. So this is from the Feud pack, which is 2 characters with vastly improved sculpts. This is one of them. This is Triple D, which is the Rumble Slam version of Triple H. This sculpt is 1,000,000 times cooler than the basic one, which you can go Google up. It's super boring. This one has rippedness, is what they call yoked, with what do you call them, muscles. The other thing this has is this friggin' vest with the DDD on the back, which I'm just a fan of. But yeah, the skin tone work on this is, I think, the best one I've done so far. I'm getting really comfortable with mostly because of Rumble Slam and everyone being ripped, but I'm getting really comfortable like painting skin tone and musculature and just doing layer stuff and glazes. I always do like red glazes to add, like the blood vessel hue, and then some more highlights on top of that. So I'm really happy with this one. It's Rumble Slam describing it is a super specific niche, but they got something for everyone. Like that, the characters they're putting out now, what do they got? They got a whole team and 1 or 2 special characters that's basically them going like, we're fans of Grim Fandango. They've got, what was their really good name? They got a genie character that just came out called Jin Diesel. It's a lot of good stuff. It's also a fun game. I played it solo, like just playing both sides to figure out the rules. Plays super fast, super smooth, and there's like decision space, so I'm really enjoying it. Also, I just built a model because it turns out I had one more Riot Quest model I bought that I hadn't built yet, which was this is another game I really like. It's another really fun game. This is Dreyfus and Flubbin's Storm Patrol. It's 2 characters who already exist in the game who are now teaming up. And so I just built this today, and I've been working on the base. It's just 3 pieces of pewter, this model. So I'm trying to get the base to look like, because you can see, obviously, they're doing, like, the takeoff thing. So I'm trying to build the base to have a crater around that. I'm going to put some, like, trying to have pebbles and stuff super glued on top of each other to look like they're flying out of the blast zone of the takeoff here. But I'm going to probably poke at that a bit later on tonight after the stream. But this thing is just cool because I thought this was going to be a really complicated build given the end result, but it was literally just 3 pieces. So I was like, all right. And yeah, Privateer Press, they had a whole thing apparently where their plastics factory like bailed on them and swiped the molds. So everything they make is either pewter or resin or a mixture of both. And Riot Quest, fantastic game. The worst part about it is that all the models are pewter and resin. So the hobby side of it is, like, hard. But the game is so fun and fast and goofy. It's such a bummer. But yeah, this War Machine Hordes, Monster Apocalypse, another one that really doesn't benefit from the harder materials. Privateer Press, they've got 4 games going on right now, all just metal and resin right now. They have no plastic solution. They've also gone to green packaging, so like the Riot Quest stuff comes in 2 generic cardboard little boxes that are pre-folded almost to flatten, and then you just get these cards with it, and this card is front-facing out of a window. So it's just like mass-produced recyclable cardboard packaging with a little white box with all these pieces in it. Yeah. With pewter, don't worry about it. Pewter is not leaden anymore. The days of having to, like, worry about acquiring like lead psychosis through metal miniatures, I looked into it, is far behind us now. The main thing about pewter is you just gotta give it a little scrub, because it sometimes, especially with Privateer Press, can still have mold release on it. But no, like a lot of pewter now is just tin. All of Corvus Belli stuff is just metal up until recently. The new material that you gotta look into that everyone's moving to, which is pretty cool stuff, is called Cast. I'm not going to go into it all here because that's a whole thing. I don't have one here. I just call it, because it's like pewter. What is it? Pewter is like the catch-all for various alloys, but nowadays pewter is a lot more just like tin alloy. I'm half remembering a bunch of Google searches, so that just means you all got to do the Google searches. Yeah, I just built that. Today. Adam Edgman, I endorse lead psychosis. 10 out of 10. All right. Tygon Pantera, thank you. Okay, it's a tin aluminium alloy. Yeah, it's just they still use the word pewter for all the different metal mixes that have taken place over the years. Like once upon a time, they called it pewter white metal. Once upon a time, I think it was actual pewter. But yeah, pewter is. I figured it out. This is your version of third party. The way I do, the way I get all persnickety about third party, is that the word pewter has been bastardized in this hobby space. Other than my area, places don't want to stock PP games after War Machine died off. Yeah, Nick Hogg, Privateer Press, part of the reason why I really like Riot Quest is A, it's a really good game, but also B, it's a really good game that's really hard to find in Canada now because everyone is still drowning in War Machine leftover stock, which is such a bummer. Also, the lead dev on Riot Quest is no longer working on Riot Quest. Like, I think the game's still going to be fine. I'm going to do hand gestures now as though you can't see my face cam. I think Riot Quest is still going to have another good couple years at most before they probably end up closing the book on it. But the lead fellow behind Riot Quest, as far as I understand, is now working on Rivenstone, which I'm also pretty hyped about. Because I watched a playthrough of that that was done by the devs, and I detected bits of Riot Quest in some of the mechanics in that, and I really like those bits of Riot Quest that I detected. Yeah, the term white metal is often used, Tygon Pantera. So that's this is part of the variety thing, as I'm trying to set up to be able to do... We're going to come back to this camera, by the way, but I'm going to pop back over to gameplay sub, because I gotta explain that thumbnail. Mike Java, apparently the word pewter came from a zinc alloy family in the long ago, so I guess it just means nothing. Yeah. I was surprised when I learned that, too. Like, when I learned that from the late 90s till now, there have been multiple identities of what pewter is. I'm just gonna click to this. Yeah, Nick Hogg, I've been buying off and on just tons of Cricks from War Machine, because I think Cricks looks good. And I like having a bunch of Cricks that I gotta paint eventually. I like the way Cricks looks. I don't know if I'll ever get to play it, but what I can see is Riot Quest is actually a lot more playable in a small setting, because it has like a starter set that you can just play with. You just have a bunch of characters. You make a lineup. When they get knocked out, they're not out from the game. They go to the cooler. They can, recover, go back on the bench, jump back in. It's very kind of capture the flag-ish, but with lots of goofy mechanics. Lucas Builds raises his hand. Is mayonnaise pewter? It depends on its level of solidity. Dynamo Dave 2002, is that pewter? Yes. I forgot I bookmarked this. You can see my thing now. Can you see my arrow? Tell me if you see my arrow. But I liked this because this is kind of like life goals. Someday I will be in command of this. I'll be at the center, and it's all going to be fine because one of the humble life goals I have is to be the guiding intelligence of the singularity, and I found this a very inspiring image. Oh yeah, Tygon Pantera Kador stuff looks great too. I have little leftovers of a couple starter sets, and I got like 6 or 7 Kador models. Like, War Machine minis are just nice. Like, even if you just like how they look, it's worth picking up a couple just to paint. Because then also someday, we'll all play it together somehow. Anyway, the thing I wanted to show you was that that little thing I was talking about. Where is it? Minisor. I saw in the chat some people going like, "What is that? How do I get one?" That's just Legacy. That's just Legacy Motormaster. Legacy Motormaster. In case some of y'all missed the news, Legacy Motormaster came out in Australia, maybe by accident. So this is a couple Australians just have Legacy Motormaster, and Jesslyn Squishy Bell on Twitter has some very good photos of Legacy Motormaster. Jesslyn, by the way, has done design work on a couple of Ocular Max projects, and in my opinion, has a good Twitter account. So nice place to check out in general. But if you want to see all these pics, like on your own time, that's where they're at. But yeah, Minisor here is just an arrangement of Motormaster with some QTs. I think probably blue tacked on. If we take a look here, I think you can see the blue tack on the shoulders. So there's nothing crazy going on there. But also, yes, Franco Falcone. Now I need 2 Legacy Motormasters. But yeah, in Australia, some folks, like I was going to go over here. There's a whole thread of cool photos that Jesslyn took showing how stuff works. A base mode looks pretty neat. Yeah, it's as stated, it's the nostalgic Car Robots Fire Convoy note of robot bits arranged into a thing. And also like catching the whole cool trick with drag strip attaching as a car and then splitting with the transformation, which I saw on the Hasbro stream, and I just think that's such a cool idea. There's such tactile storytelling going on there. But also, I think that there's at least one Australian person who has a video review up. By the way, I haven't seen it, but I know I saw a thumbnail. So there's video coverage of this up now somewhere too. But this is Motormaster on his own in Minisor mode, and so that's a pretty sizable amount of Minisor formed by Motormaster, which is also pretty cool. Not just the amount, but the shape. I love the shape he turns into. Like, that's a really cool like torso core shape. Yeah, Lucas Builds. Jesslyn did, that's one way to put it. Unofficial Star Trek Shuttle Micromasters. It was just one, I believe, that she was 3D printing and painting herself, that she was selling kind of like as she made batches of them, and shipping them like out of Australia. So it was like, shipping's expensive and it's made to order. It's literally little pieces of art, like handmade Transformer art. But I think it was really cool. Oh yeah, this was what was it? Someone wanted to see this thing with the chest off. Okay, the chest plate popped off accidentally, so that's what it looked like. That's a pretty cool looking kind of like, skinned Minisor kind of look. I'm sort of digging that. Yeah, bust mode. I don't think to me, this doesn't blow the Combiner Wars one out of the water, because I'm part of the cult that likes the Combiner Wars one once you do the transformation differently. I just think this looks really cool and is different. And is ostensibly more handsome. I will say that when we talk about handsomeness and kind of like levels of, thirst trap factor, there is a lot more of that going on with Legacy Minisor. And Legacy Motormaster, to be honest. But yeah, I just wanted to share that. I thought it was kind of neat. Also just neat seeing in-hand photos. Mostly seeing this. Just seeing like this core shape. I think it's super freaking cool. Hopefully that thing pops up this summer in Canada. That would be cool. It doesn't have to, because I probably shouldn't just like buy it on the spot. I just want to mess with it. I'm impatient, sue me. But yeah, that brings us to, I think, the part I wanted to do a little programming break to go prepare a little something. So I am going to pop us back to the wait screen, and I'm going to give you all a little music track, and I'll be back in just a minute or two with something on Twin Cam A. This track did not disappoint. This track was called Dub Zap, and I was hoping that it would not disappoint. It did not. It's got some of that grind. It's got some of that some of that 2009 kind of stuff going. Imagine when we get into the point where dubstep is classic, if it is not already. Maybe it's already classic now that I'm saying this out loud. So I'm going to prepare us a little shot here. And I'm going to pop us back to Twin Cam A. Hi there. So I want to do a little something that I was meaning to do on video of some sort. I just didn't know where or when, and then I was thinking about doing the stream, and it felt like we're at the perfect time, the perfect place to do this. Let me just take another sip of my Coca-Cola Zero Sugar. You can't stop me! Yeah, that's right. Don't know if you heard that, but you know, they were trying to they were trying to impress their laws on what I'm about to do, and you can't stop this. So over here on this cup, we've got how do I do this? We've got that Coca-Cola Zero Sugar, right? It's just hanging in. Picky Peeps, my apologies. I didn't know I came in that loud. Over in this cup, it's empty. What's going to go in there? It's time for a drink review in honor of a recently started Patreon and effort by another person in a different field, I guess. This isn't why I'm doing this 100%, but the timing is perfect. So, hey, in honor of the Jeff Gerstmann show, I got this bottle that I've been... Do you hear that? You can't intimidate me with your fire trucks! Alright. So, we're gonna crack open this bottle I've had in the cooler for a couple of weeks, ripening. If I hold it up here, I don't know if it's gonna play that well. I'm gonna hold it up here. It's a type of Coke Zero Sugar. I'm gonna bring it down here, because we gotta have a comparison. It's that Coca-Cola Zero Sugar Starlight. I bought one of these like in April and I just forgot about it. I made a point of not drinking it because I was like, I need to drink it in media res. I can't just do this and then tell someone about it on Twitter like some kind of loser. So what I'm going to do, you know, for the sake of how the science works, is I'm gonna crack this open and take a naked sip from the nipple of the bottle, and we're gonna just see how it impresses and how it tickles the tongue on first blush. So, let's see what the Space Coke is like. I'm gonna crack this. I gotta take a whiff first because the vapors are coming out. Okay. So I do know a description of this that I've seen before, and I immediately smell the graham cracker. Like, it's flooding my senses. It is graham cracker smell. Also, I should say I'm in Canada. Coke Zero Sugar is okay in Canada, as opposed to the one in the States, which is kind of functional, is how I describe it. So let's take our first sippy. I don't understand why graham cracker is the choice here. It's just like graham cracker toffee. And it's about 40% an aftertaste. I don't think it's logical. I'm gonna roll one on the tongue. Hang on. What about, like, what does graham cracker have to do with Starlight? I just don't get it. Like, I guess it's close enough to toffee. I could see it being like, oh, it's a Starlight toffee. But it really does taste graham cracker to me. Griffman, tastes more like cream soda with caramel to you. I can detect the caramel. I don't drink cream soda, so I don't actually know what it tastes like off of my immediate sensory memory. Pee-pee poo-poo, what's my opinion on Dr. Pepper? I hate it. I haven't had it for a while, but I didn't like it. I also don't like root beer, which I think is why I've generally stayed away from cream sodas. So, now we gotta do... So that was out of bottle, right? Now, for fairness' sake, I can't just go bottle Starlight to cup Zero normal. So we gotta do a pour, right? This is pink! I didn't notice the color before. I don't know if it's coming through in the webcam or not, but this has a distinctly rose hue. Molten Amber 85 tastes like cotton candy to you. I can take... Yeah. When you say caramel and when you say cotton candy, I detect them. Maybe it's because I had graham cracker in my mind at the forefront that I went there, but I also think it tastes like graham cracker. So, we're going to cleanse the palate first. I'm not going to use the straw for this. Mouthfeel-wise, I'd say it's on par with just bottled Coke. Like, the bubble texture is proper for a 500ml. But you can see the color, kind of, right? Like, it's... Red is almost overstating it. It's more rosy. It's rosy. It's blushing that it's on camera. All right, so we're gonna go. Okay, cup sip on Starlight. It's got a nice over the tongue, over the lower lip delivery on the texture. And that's regular. Now this is like my test I did in Germany. So now we're gonna try. We're going to try a bit of this, then a bit of this separately. That's weird when they mix together. When they touch, it brings out that little cough syrup note that comes in cola when you've gone like too deep. Now we're going to try the simul. I can't lean into the other webcam, so we're going to do this over here in the face cam. We're going to go for the simultaneous double sip. Wish me luck. No. My face is the wrong shape. If I had a cleft, if I had a cross-shaped mouth, I could do this. I'll try this. Get a bit of this. That was weird. I tried to combine them in the straw. That was really weird. Yeah, don't do that. That's just weird. I'm gonna try Starlight through a straw on its own. Because that's a denser delivery. That's taken a lot of the aftertaste flavors away. Every Starlight Coke is a personalized experience. Yes, this is the one they made for me. This is the hole that is in the shape of just for me. This hole that I fit in perfectly. It's like it's my Junji Ito. Found dead after mixing Cokes. Yeah, this Starlight stuff, I haven't seen this for sale anymore, so I think they're done with this, and it's good that they're done with this. It's very interesting the one time. If I had bought like a 6-pack of this, I would have been very sad that I would have 5 more of these to either landfill or try to force upon other people. I had a gas bubble. I do not want to burp on stream. I think that's disgusting. You need a cheesy fries palate cleanser between sips. Yeah, the Starlight Coke is for me! It's made just for me! Also, I got it, when I tried that straw experiment, I got a drip on my piece of paper here, so, ignore that. This is how we can see that, regardless of what's in it, it still dries clear. So what does that say about Starlight Coke, huh? Where's my brown stain? Where's my my gusseted tattoo upon this piece of paper? I don't see it. Oh, you might still have them in Hawaii. Yeah, you know what? If you already like Coke Zero, then you should give this a try if you have the ability to once, because it's interesting. If you don't like soda, or you don't like pop, you don't like Coke, etc., then don't look for this. This is even weird. This is this tastes 100 times more chemical than Coke Zero, and that's already pretty chemical. But this Starlight Coke is just for me. It's made for me. It fits my mouth. Okay, there was something else I wanted to do here. Right. While we got this camera set up, watching my chat while I reach for my box, I thought it would be fun to see if this is doable in this setup, so I don't have to worry about like clearing the whole filming table off to do one of these. Oh, Franco Falcone, you're right. No sugar, no brown stain. Yeah. I'm gonna try to do a Sodo while we're here, because I got a lot of unbuilt Sodo. Ray Venkman, where's my brown stain? You can quote me on that. But I want to see if I can successfully and clearly do some Sodo on a stream in this scenario. Oh yeah, we consume chemicals every day, but it's about the perceived consumption, right? How much do I notice? Where is my placebo effect in all of this? I'm gonna throw this out. See this? That's going in the garbage. Because, I've tried to save these for people, to give them to people, and people never want them when I have a bag full of these. So I'm getting rid of it. But yeah, it's Dodo. I am missing one thing, which is my Sodo tool. Here we go. Got it. This poor spudger has been through hell and back since I got it from someone at a TFCon USA many years ago. Mike, you want him? I did. Every time I've had a Ziploc bag full of these, I guess we never bumped into each other, because I have spent entire toy shows with Ziploc bags full of these little white pills and pellets going like, hey kids, you want some for free? And their parents just give me the stink eye. I'll save it. I'll save it. I should check the best before date. These don't have them on them anymore. Okay, well, you know what? It's from roughly the beginning of the pandemic, so it's only 2 years old. I'll get these out. Griffman, you're on an exercise bike. Hell yeah. I like to be able to just say I'm part of a healthy lifestyle. Don't care. All right. I will get a Candy Toys candy bag going. I'll roll those dice. Maybe it's a good idea to not give them to kids in an unmarked bag. Listen! Are we true fans? Are we true fans? My kid thinks those are punishment. What's a punishment candy? I've never heard that term before, and I love it. Eat this. This is taking sticker 5 and 6 on the sprue hands. Okay, I'll start with those. Yeah, I'm gonna do one. I'm gonna do a Sodo, because I figure that puts the variety in variety, right? I'm having a stacked high plate of nachos to counterbalance. Valid. But whilst I do this, Sodo involves a lot of not looking at the screen. So that does mean that it's the perfect time to, how do you say, answer prompts. So, let's do a little Sodo Q&A. I don't know if you have any Qs. Just tell me something you want to hear me talk about. I got so much I can talk about that I can't pick one. So I need someone to pick for me. I will say, Everything Everywhere All at Once is out for home viewing now on digital and physical. It is probably the best movie that I will see this year, and for the next couple years. So I would highly recommend checking it out if you haven't seen it yet. No spoilers in the chat, please, for anyone who hasn't seen it. But it is a very good film. I've seen it twice, and I cried more the second time. Because I knew what some things meant, and it made my emotions activate, and it was very cleansing. I also just like the Daniels a whole lot. Eat this and think about what you did. Viewwriter, have I got any of the Revice Sodo? Yeah, I've been getting I haven't opened any of it. I just had it on pre-orders with AmiAmi, and I just let them keep coming in over the course of last year. So I haven't seen the show yet, but I have. That happened with Saber as well. It means whenever I actually check it out, I will have half a year of toys ready to go for me to be a child about and go I want the new rider form, and I open a box and go there, I have it, and I'll be all excited. So yeah, I haven't watched Revice at all yet, because early on I was too annoyed with Saburo. And I'm probably still annoyed, but I'm closer to being sort of over it. But I'm not in a rush. Also, because Revice was, again, another one of those keystone moments of oh, this should be a time to simulcast. What a great time to simulcast a show. And we didn't get a simulcast, and I was like, well, whose fault is that? Not mine! I have many Sodos in my Zen Market. Oh, I think I've used Zen Market, if that's the thing I'm thinking of. Or if I'm correct in what I think that is. Hang on, I'm going to move this mic down a little bit, because I'm going to be looking away a whole lot. Otherwise. So this should point at me now. I tightened the arm that it's on. That's what that fart-like noise was. I do not pass gas on stream. I'm too cultured. You can't even believe the amount of intestinal muscle control I have. I can sit like this for hours without anything moving down there. This is, by the way, I didn't get a prompt. I missed the no. You gave me a prompt. I just blew through it and then started talking about gastrics. So y'all gotta come up with another thing real fast. Unless that's just what we want to talk about. Oh, you just need Saber Book 7. Yeah, I don't know really what buying sodos is now with DHL being ridiculously expensive, at least in Canada. I know in the States it's not quite the same state of affairs, but what would be your top 10 sodos? Probably like a couple of the 01 ones are really good. Like, the thing is, Sodo advanced a whole lot over and over again, and then once we got to 01, I think we hit like one of the peaks of where the advancement could go. So like the 01 Sodos are really a good place to start, but generally, you should just get Sodos of suits you like, because usually that's just going to lead you in the right direction. Just knowing that Exade is very limited articulation compared to the rest, and Build is slightly limited articulation compared to the rest. What are we going to do here? What's number 1? Oh, that goes right on here. Sodo secret number 1. You can disassemble these things really easy, which can make some sticker placement way easier. Especially for these waistline stickers. What happened to the focus? Oh my god. That's way better. Thank you very much, Logitech, for making a webcam. I don't know where I was going with that. Oh, yeah, Soto Ichigata is pretty darn cool. Pee Pee Poo Poo, have you ever listened to Nine Inch Nails? Yeah, I listened to them a whole lot when Year Zero came out. I was in Japan, and I lost 2.5 days just staying up in Japan, eating instant noodles, reading up on the Year Zero ARG, listening to Year Zero over and over again. Shin Kamen Rider thoughts. I think that last trailer looks sick, and I am hyped to watch that film. It looks like it is made with enormous amounts of love. Soto tip number 2. Your thumb is a meaty tool, and when you got a wide sticker here that's on a bunch of texture, it actually is really good to just compress your thumb into it like this to apply a wide, flexible, meaty pressure to get it to adhere over the details underneath. It's a little bit safer than just starting to get pokey, you know, because you might rip the sticker then. I need to turn this AC on slightly. Hopefully this is not deafeningly loud, what I just did. But I am in a little apartment that gets a little bit stuffy, and it makes your hair just go all over the place, and you just gotta go like, oh no, ah, my beautiful coif, and then you sit here and build Sotos and feel sorry for yourself. Oh, which rider is this? This is the Dodo rider from 01. This is Kamen Rider Ikazuchi. Or more specifically, Ikazuchi. Now surely this is a belt sticker, yes? It's not! It's a forearm sticker, I'm a fool! I should have seen that ribbing coming from a mile away. Am I misunderstanding how this fits? I've got overlap going on here. Pardon me. Like, pardon me, but what are you doing? Yeah, it's better. Line up. Line up like I tell you. Now I gotta get in here into this crevice. Get this gently pressed in along that line. So I get that at a distance semblance of rounded look that I'm looking for on a piece like this. There we go. Gotta get better Soto tools in your hands. Yeah, getting a spudger in there is a real game changer in my opinion. Character card to build a new TFTCG deck with. You want some inspiration. Let's see. Who do I like? I'm actually this is hard mode a little bit, but I am a fan of the Micromaster patrols. Those were, during Siege set number 2, I had a lot of fun just, like, building the Micromaster patrols, figuring out what battle cards go with them, and then figuring out their big friend to fill out the rest of the stars. I really like the Ping Patrol. That's the other Autobot Patrol. Not the Bold Patrol, but the Ping Patrol. Those are a fun one to build, I think. They're a little bit too slow to hang, but I did some surprises with them that was fun. Milk Product Mark II. Yeah, Toei has been just whiffing compared to what Tsuburaya has been doing with Ultraman. And the thing is, the moment you talk to anyone who's like a Toei animation fan, they just start nodding. When you say, look, I don't understand. Why is Toei acting so illogically in the way that they're trying to do a domestic North American rollout with one of their properties? And then, like, all the Dragon Ball fans just go like, uh-huh, yeah, So, you know, it's treaded ground, I think. It's just new to some of us. Yeah, April, I am hyped for Shin Ultraman as well. I hope that gets just like the limited but not so limited I can't see it release that Shin Godzilla got, because I'm excited about that too. Oh, we got a 2 label belt going on here. I can see in the chat. All you got to do is mention the Dragon Ball stuff. I never kept up with Dragon Ball. It just ended up missing me all these years. Even in childhood, it hit all my friends but didn't hit me. So I always just hear about it. But apparently, if you just say it's Toei trying to do a domestic rollout, Dragon Ball fans will all just start commiserating with you. So on the quote unquote bright side, we didn't do anything wrong. But yeah, Tsuburaya's domestic rollout of Ultraman in North America is just sublime, the stuff they've been doing. With the shows, anyway, and the web shows and everything. Like, getting involved briefly with, like, a deranged NFT company was kind of a bummer. But it seems like they solved that. What's wrong with his legs? He's a robot. It's fine. I don't know what a Dragon Ball Z soda is. Yeah, Timu, like, the whole... That's already a Toei-ass thing, I've been told, where it's just, like, you can't figure out the logic. They uploaded the episode 1 and episode 2 of a bunch of different shows onto their YouTube channel with English subtitles, often by some other subtitler translator than the ones used for their streaming releases and their DVD releases, or whatever, Blu-ray releases. So they'll put out 2 episodes of a Kamen Rider show, and that's it. And you're like, oh, is this to lead into a streaming release? Or into a disc release, even? And it's like, no, we're just putting up 2 episodes. And you're like, oh. Why? Because it's not going to do anything helpful. All it's, like, already, Kamen Rider faces the task of everyone who's into it right now is into it because we watch fan subs, right? So we're in fact the last people to market streaming episodes to. The streaming episode should be leading new people in who don't want to futz around with fan subs. That's to me, very straightforward pathing. Because as far as us who already know what Kamen Rider is, yeah, all we want is to know if we're getting it on a disc or on full streaming or not. But, like, putting up 2 episodes, that's how you get people who don't want to bother with fan subs to go like, oh, that was neat. Where can I see some more? I'll pay $10 for access to a whatever. I don't know. But that's been my whole thing about the Team Rider streams as well, is that it's a bunch of people talking about Kamen Rider shows that you can only watch illegally and just not saying how they watch them. And it's like, I don't know who this is for. I mean, I know who it's for, but it's very misguided, in my opinion. It doesn't do anything to bring in new people. And it just does these odd micro affirmations for people who have already seen all the shows. And then at the end of the day, it's like, now if you're in America, you can buy a t-shirt. And it's just a real... It's a real undercooked waffle of a payoff, you know? Especially when they then couch the t-shirt as like, also, if you guys don't buy this t-shirt, we may never be able to get Kamen Rider in the States. And it's like, you know, I don't think this t-shirt's as important as you're making it out to be, buddy. That was the thing that really, really hamstrung my enthusiasm in 2020 when all that was kicking off. Was when it all, like, built up to, like, t-shirts on Amazon that I can't order as a Canadian. And then they're like, participate, everyone! And I'm just like, uh-huh? And then the best anyone really has is like, well, you could order them and have them sent to a friend in the States. And I'm like, I think that's a lot of work for a t-shirt. I don't think I care quite enough about the t-shirt to go through that level of work. And to then have a friend in the States be left holding onto a t-shirt for an indeterminate amount of time. But also, the Team Rider people are just, like, toy distro folks who are trying to, like... The thing is, they are trying their best to do something from a position of like, non-authority in a lot more areas than would really help. I'll take it easy, Tygon. If you're still here. I might have missed that a while ago. So the one thing, Mike, that I will say... I don't have any experience with this. Apparently... Rider stuff does show up at GameStop all the time. It just sells within 2 hours of being put on the shelf. I'm shrugging. I've heard that anecdotally enough to believe that to be very true. It's just... it's just like suddenly you'll walk into GameStop if you're there in the morning and there'll just be like a belt on a shelf and then someone buys it in 2 seconds and you're like, oh okay. Finally got some fig arts. It's a weird cross promotion with a fashion company. It's like, bruh. Yeah, I mean, that whole thing was also just like... That was the one where I was happy to see a lot of people who could have ordered it saying, like, you guys got to stop couching all of this, like, this is the last chance for Rider in the West, or whatever. This, like, black repaint of a Rider 1 fig art. Like, it's not bad, but, like, stop couching it under this weird pretense. And if that is the pretense, then, like, IMO, in my opinion, just me, if it really is, like, well, no, everything hinges on this fig arts release, then it's like, I think y'all are screwed. Yeah, like, if that's what everything hinges on, then good luck, because that seems like an unclimbable hill. Yeah, I like Uniqlo seems like the place to do a 6-shirt series for Kamen Rider. It seems like a match made in heaven, and yeah, I don't really get it either. Like what I do know is apparently the reason why the shirts in 2020 were not available outside of the United States is that they didn't have access to Canadian warehouse space. And what I have learned from board game stuff that I got into during the pandemic is that Canadian shipping logistics are way harder than United States shipping logistics due to the amounts of empty space in our country by comparison. Apparently. That's as I understand it. I shrugged again. I don't know if you can see what I'm shrugging. Oh, Logos, your local GameStop's had a CSM Amazon's driver for like a month. Yeah. It's just weird. It's weird stuff like that. Because it's like, what's Amazon's? I ask as a person who just walks in there and thinks it looks interesting. Where do I want to go next? Kneecaps. Number 9. Okay. Like, I will say, just, like, you know, apropos of nothing. At the end of the day, I am assuming, I'm going to make an assumption, that none of us work in merch distro. So, there is a certain ceiling, right, on the level of expertise available in the room right now. Unless someone really wants to surprise me, because that would be really cool. So there's always going to be a certain level of, like, why don't they do this, and we just don't know, because it's not our expertise. But, you know, it's hard not to look at Tsuburaya and Ultraman and what they've been doing since the ongoing situation of 2020s, you know, began, and to look at Toei and just kind of, like, make big hand gestures. Oh, that kneecap sticker went on nicely. I don't know how well this is showing up, but it's got that texture. It's got that ribbed texture coming through. And oh yeah. That's the good stuff. Demonstrably, I need to get some kind of light in here, so that the camera is not, like, doing all this grainy, fuzzy, multi-autofocus stuff. I'm also going to take this out of shot, because I think that's messing with things. April, I can talk about urban planning if that'd help. Yeah, you know, why can't I have a Kamen Rider statue the size of a small house put into place in Dundas Square, where it belongs, I might add? I've taken the issue to council, and they told me to stop coming to the planning meetings. Frankly, I think that there's a little bit of bias going on in favor of Super Sentai. Oh, that Coke Starlight really just starts messing with your cerebrals, let me tell you. Now, I also would like to see a Kamen Rider show based around the theme of urban planning. You rider kick a monster into the ground, and they in fact transmute into the foundation of a new building. No, April, we, Actually, no, we might still have some of the racist statues up. Knocked a few of them over. Not in Dundas Square, necessarily. But we had our reckoning with Mr. Ryerson, I believe. Yeah, Young Dundas doesn't have any statues. It's just an open square. And Ryerson, I witnessed the kerblabbered statue before it disappeared. Oh, Pee-Pee Poo-Poo. I wish you a good learning to code. Accessible green space kick. Do you think Toei should just approach Bandai US to give them a good replacement for their loss of the Power Rangers IP to Hasbro? What is Bandai America doing right now? That's something I don't actually know. still battling with this autofocus. Just don't mind me. I'm gonna win. I'm gonna win this fight. Is there a manual control I'm just missing in here? Camera controls. Focus auto off! There it is. There it is. So that means I can drag yes! I'm so excited right now. Oh my god! Alright. We've just changed the nature of the game. Also, yes, replace racist statues with Kamen Rider 1. I agree. Bandai of America is currently alive on the back of Dragon Ball Stars figures. Okay. Because that's the thing, right? Is whenever Bandai of America comes up, I usually find myself asking, like, are they still here? Or to rephrase the question, do they exist? I'm just massaging the sticker, don't mind me. Alright, take it easy, Picky Peeves. Once we get the Soto stickered up, both boxes, that'll probably be where the stream comes to a close. I will say, I'm really enjoying how this has panned out, having a sort of lightly structured variety stream. I was hoping it would have a good feeling, and I'm getting a good feeling. I'm not going to say necessarily that this is every Wednesday, however, I might do this on a lot of Wednesdays. Because, as I've mentioned many times for the past 2 years, I actually really like streaming, and I have fun doing it. And it seems those of you who show up, for the most part, are having fun hanging out. So technically, we should do it more. And part of the reason I wanted to give this a try was after that TFTCG stream where I just kind of scrolled through the TFW front page for a bit, I saw why people are moving toward doing that stuff. It's kind of fun, at least live stream-wise. So I wanted to figure out a way to put my own little spin on it. My own little spin being... basically having 2 webcams and doing weird stuff in between segments, like drinking Coca-Cola. However, you know, you start small, you build up from there. Oh, good work, Griffman. Noodle legs are about to re-toughen into muscle legs, so it's all part of the process. That's right, Mike. Good stream feel. Yeah. Milk Product, I had a feeling it was going to be something about the Gundam Universe things, but I was like, I think a lot of that stuff is just Bandai Japan and Bluefin now. I don't know for sure, but like I get the feeling that Bandai of America is like, it's not gone, but like, they're not like a toy aisle entity that really are going to be given, like, we need to figure out what they do now instead of Power Rangers. VTuber Evangelist. I have had what I'll say is, I have had the case laid out to me that I might be good at the VTuber thing. My main thing is I don't know how the VTuber thing works. And I suspect it involves a whole lot of creative work that I don't have the money to pay someone to do. Or the skill set to do myself. As of current. I am not opposed to dipping a toe into the VTuber tub. I just don't know how. That's right, I'm going to take over HoloLive. Y'all gonna see me on a Weiss Schwarz expansion set in 2024, baby. But also, many thanks to people who are saying they have enjoyed the stream, because that makes me happy, because I have enjoyed the stream. But I enjoy the stream more when everyone else is. You won't have to worry about face tracking if your V2 Rabbitaur is a Kamen Rider mask. Yeah, true, true. Nice helicopter tech. Once we get more helicopters in the game, too. Oh, it's going to be lovely. Also, I have, because they announced the Worlds are going to be in Toronto in October, I have a renewed vigor to learn Netrunner. And to get comfortable playing Netrunner. Because I have a lot of Netrunner I have never used in card games, because I panic bought a lot of it when the game got cancelled. By, at least the FFG version got cancelled. Yeah, I only know HoloLive's in that card game because 401 Games put up this big splash on their ad spot on the front page when it came out. It was like, HoloLive, Weiss Schwarz, and I was like, huh? Oh, hey, Zero. You haven't done any live 2D rigging. You're 100% sure you could figure it out, so if it becomes a thing, oh boy. As I said, I am not putting VTuber off the table. It wouldn't be a pivot, it would just be a persona, you know. But that could be fun. I don't know what I would do with it necessarily, because regardless of my current state, I am quite comfortable with face camming. So, I do understand VTubing to, in one way, be a sense of separation for comfort for a streamer who does not necessarily want to be, like, you know, face on camera kind of thing. Like, it helps that I'm a dude, because, you know, we get passes on this stuff that women don't get. You know, 100%. Like, you can't really deny that. Yeah, Mike, Sodo, as of halfway through the second series, they changed their sticker material to more of a vinyl as well. And it's just, it's very subjective for, you know, your taste, but I love doing this stuff because it's so satisfying. Because these are candy toys, produced by Mega House, it turns out, that are on very, very tight budgets. So they do try to fit in paint wherever they can, like these stripes here are painted. And as Sodo has gone on, they've been able to cram more and more paint onto the figures. But as you go backwards in the history of Sodo, you get more and more stickers. And then you go to the Exade series, and the stickers are also more papery, and they're just a nightmare! Exade Sodo is the one that I would say you get for academic reasons. More so than, you know, this is going to be a good time reasons. I don't know what my tokusatsu alter ego would be. All the tokusatsu ideas I have are things I'm directing, not things I'm on screen for. That's one of my other goals, is one of the toku shorts I've had in my head for a while. I think I'm trying to write an initial script for it. My goal is I'd like to make an animatic of it. Like some motion storyboards with sound effects and music and voices, and I think I'd be really happy and satisfied with that. Like, I would like to make it for real too, but I think my right now my goal would just be to create an animatic to try to communicate my vision, and if that's all it ever is, I'd be happy. I keep going up here, and I keep forgetting this is where you want to be. This is some 2008 YouTube toy review nonsense I'm re-going through here. How embarrassing. Yeah, the Soto stickers are really well designed for the most part, with very few exceptions, that they match with sculpted detail to a T. It's part of what really turned me onto the line. Rider, you know at least one VTuber who does both Facecam and VTuber avatar. Yeah, my understanding when I asked a friend about it was that, like, obviously not in every case, but that, like, VTuber stuff is also often, like, persona-driven. Which makes sense to me. Like, that seems like it would also be a really fun reason to do it. I have fun being in character. I don't get to do it very much in many venues, but I have fun when I do get to. Unless I'm doing it right now. What if I am a Hollow Live avatar? Just a really well-made one. Who just knocked the camera over. You can see my desk friends up here. This is for all the Toronto folks. Are the new Soto build? So the new build stuff coming out are under Shodo, which is this is a whole thing. So, you know what? I'll do you a diagram. So right now what we have is we have Sodo and we have Shodo. So this is a Sodo. There's stickers. Right? And it's ABS with some PVC. Shodo is painted, but it's more of a PVC and palm. And that's kind of the main divide. But then, off of Sodo, you also have a branch, which is Sodo Chronicle. And then off of Shodo, you technically had Shodo Versus, which then went directly into Shodo X, which now is going directly into Shodo XX. So that's how it all works. It's very simple. Quite straightforward. As you can see in the diagram in front of you. Very simple, straightforward stuff. Oh no, is there VTuber fandom stuff going on? I never know what anyone's talking about. I keep forgetting that, like, VTubing is like, there's like idol houses and stuff. I have friends who occasionally talk about idol groups, and I got a couple friends who talk about K-pop groups, and it's like an instant recipe to make me realize that there are generations after me, and that there are interests outside of my own. Although it is interesting to hear kind of from afar, because I pick up on bits and pieces of it, and I'm amazed how much of it gets publicly put into the discourse. So much of it always sounds like kind of backroom stuff, but as I said, also I'm thinking from afar. Oh, I was trying to figure out where I put this. I didn't want to knock her over. Yeah, you're going over here where it's safe. The thing about Shodo that I'll say is Shodo doesn't have stickers, but Shodo also often looks a lot blander to me. Because they don't paint the weapons at all. And sometimes they don't paint the back half of the figures. And also, the plastic type is very different. It is like Sodo, this stuff, is a lot thicker and beefier. And feels more like suit action figures to me. Whereas Shodo is often slimmer and more, as I said, PVC palm hand feel. They both have reasons to exist. But I do feel very little draw to get a Shodo version of a character that I already have a Sodo for, because I find these are just a little bit more substantial in hand. We talking about that Shodo XXX? Yeah, that's NSFW. That's can I say TOS here, or is that a Twitch thing? Do we have a terms of service on YouTube? I don't know. I mean, we probably do. I'm gonna get some of this Starlight in me. When it starts getting flat, Starlight's a whole lot less cool. Still gonna drink it. I bought it with my own money. Oh, here's the fun bit. This is where we do the lots of little stickers. Get ready, this is gonna get intense. Alright, I see where this goes. I will say, for all my ballyhoo about the stickers and the more substantial feel, there are also just folks for whom this level of sticker detailing is, like, untenable, if not, in fact, physically insurmountable, given how small they can get. So there are, like, sadly, lots of reasons to just kind of pass on Sodo. That's why you gotta try to get the person to start doing commission Sodo stickering. It's like commission artwork, except it's, I don't know. I think it's on par with doing commission painting in a way, because you have to have a certain level of technique to pull this stuff off, I guess. But also, imagine paying someone to put stickers on a thing for you. I don't know, it seems like the kind of thing where someone would question the whole process right up front. But it is a shame, because one of the other draws of Sodo is that the Sodo team have this whole thing of, like, adamantly, we're going to make every single suit. At least every single rider suit. And now it's like every single major villain suit, too. Oh, speaking of Human Gears, y'all wanna see someone who's really part of the 1%? It's me, baby. Humagear. 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 That's four unbuilt Humagears. To go with the, like, 6 I already have! Where's my money? Let me get my money Ziploc open. What a mess. Ugh. That's right, I got $10, baby. I just got $10 sitting around on my desk. I'm going to put the big name sticker on first. Well, not first, third. I did the head, and I'm going to put... Well, I didn't finish the head either. I don't care. I'm putting the name sticker on. I like doing it early. It's satisfying. The Huma gears are part of the backdrop of Kamen Rider 01, which is available now on Blu-ray. You can order it off Amazon, officially. Worth picking up. It's a good show. It's also the show that was filming during the pandemic arriving, and it's a fascinating show to watch in that context. Yeah, Timu, you're right. My hubris does not work here. We established 2 hours ago that we're all rich. It's true. No, they're all laughing at me, only having $10. I thought I was going to be the champ. I actually need to pull this up out of shot because this is going onto solid black plastic and I can't see without this catching the light. So my apologies, everyone. This is going to be some bad streaming. Oh, but with some good results. Yeah, it is with some good results. There we go. We got it. Got that chin strap on. Ah, yeah. Let's get this up a little. There we go. I had to mention it's rich because you made the stream into an NFT. Well, I'm gonna send my counter agents to steal it from your crypto wallet. What if we all, oh my god, I'm on fire. What if we all tell you completely truthfully that, wherever you got off the show, oh, that's right before it turned around, exactly to your tastes. Oh, if only you'd stuck with it. Don't check the fan subs. You should just, buy the Blu-ray and, you'll see, you'll see where it'll have gone. Oh, woo, don't look at those fan subs, though. It's not gonna be the same. No, you gotta just pick up that Blu-ray and, oh yeah, there you go. You'll be fine. Look at they should put me on Team Rider. Look at all the work I'm doing. Just call me Chris Good for the Brand Vangelis Rider Bandai Jr. That's my full name. That's a bunch of fungi bull. I understand that reference, because that sounds like the word fungible, which your token is non of. You all want to hear a secret? Not really a secret, more like a reveal. I tried out a bit of a new lifestyle the other day, and I got onto some of that PPJ. It was pretty good. Y'all ever done some of that PPJ? Zero with just the straight up internet fandom style bullying. Won't look at this fake fan, won't spend thousands of dollars on a show he doesn't like. That's some, you know what? That's some real Team Rider stuff. That was mean. That was mean to me to say. They don't do that. Settle down. And, if you don't buy that Blu-ray disc, Ryder's never going to come out in the West. It's all over. Oh, you're asking what PPJ is? I had that question a few days ago when I saw PPJ being bandied around. I thought, what is this? Just a load of hullabaloo. A big old pile of foofara. But no. PPJ. It's pepperoni, pineapple, jalapeno. You get a pizza. You get a PPJ pizza. That's a pizza with pineapple, pepperoni, and jalapeno on it. It's actually pretty dang good. You see, Zambles, that's where I was going. I was like, it's got to be something gross, like like you said, pickles and peanut and jelly. No, it's pepperoni, pineapple, jalapeno on a pizza. It's pretty dang good. What's the CCBJ? My brain went right to the gutter. I'm not even going to say it. It went straight to the gutter halfway through saying CCBJ. Embarrassing for me, in fact. I looked up just in time to see message retracted. I feel like I'm on a reality show. Oh, okay. Character and creature building gist. I don't play enough Dungeons and Dragons. But you got these gistems everywhere. Back in my day, we kept our gistems at home, where they belong. I actually got no opinion on the pineapple pizza discourse, because, I'm in Canada. We solved that a long time ago, but I'm not usually a pineapples on pizza person, but a PPJ ain't bad. Now, I'm not part of a cult, but a whole lot of people telling me it's good, then me having it, and then me having an out-of-body experience is not a lie. Gistem at Pride Discourse. They just bring their gistems into a public place. What are the bummer is it's too close to reality now. Okay, we're getting there. We're getting there on this. You'll often find that I'm gonna end a stream putting stickers on a Sodo comes hand in hand with we're all devolving in our chat to voice communications. Well, the thing is, Milk Product Mark II, I can't just buy a slice of a pizza with custom toppings. I had to commit. I had to go onto the internet and say, I will order an pizza with pepperoni and pineapple and jalapeno. I had to live with that responsibility. See, this is the thing, right? This is another reason why I'm okay with the face cam thing. It's because it's one thing to shout a lot. It's another thing to shout a lot and point! It's, you gotta put some impact behind your verbal punctuation. I hit cam 2 again. Alright. Stripes. Where is... Oh, here we go. Oh no! It slipped. This is some of that real hard Sodo stuff, but we got it. I got that white bit in there. And then it's got a gray bit that matches up with the painted gray ridge. Just right to then go back to the white sticker to make it look like there's cabling running under that ridge, when in fact, that silver border there is part of the sticker. The gistum is dropped! Correct, Verspringen. Closed captioned bouncing orangutangs. Oh, God. Ever see that Force Riser belt with Fua's face and hand on it? Was that the thing they put out where it was like the cassette was glued shut and actually didn't open? Or am I thinking of something else? I think I'm thinking of something else. Where'd my sculpt go? There it is. So every now and then I gotta tilt this up to get it in the light to see where the sculpt is. So I can confirm, Sodo stickering is also still notably more difficult when you're trying to make sure a camera can see it. Spudger confirmed for BFC. We doing a reveal here? We doing a spoiler here? The DX Force Riser with a printed picture of the actor's face and hand to pull the key apart. That's great. That's satisfying. Look at that. I just gotta put some stickers on his weapons and then he's all good to go. Yeah. Don't think it matters which side I put this on. Welcome back, Picky Peeves. Still doing the Sodo stickering, whilst yammering off some prompts. Close to the end, though. But as I mentioned before, I like this structure of having some robot news bits and some other thing and a little activity. Turning it into a 3 to 4 chapter little stream experience. I'm going to try to do this more often. Like, it's fun, it's a nice little check-in, streaming's fun, and it leaves me satisfied. That's the thing I need, is that satisfaction. That's what I'm trying to find all the time. Soda suckering and soda stickering evangelist variety show. Yeah, you got it. Is end of stickers, end of stream? Roughly, yeah. Because once I finish the stickers, I'll be out of things to do for today. And then it'll have been like just about a 2.5 hour stream, which feels like the right length. I gotta get these spare hands stored up. That's what he says, but it'll wind up being a few more hours of him talking. There's always a risk of that. I can't pose him and rant about underutilized in the show he was until I get this other sticker on, is the thing. I got it. We have an order of operations here. If we do this improperly, we'll de-ripen the soda, and then it won't be full body flavor. The SSSSVVS episode number XXXLVI. Correct, Adam Edgmond. Adam Edgmond is our specialist who's keeping up the wiki for the history of the show. That's an actual XXX. You're out. Hang on. Let me eliminate... No, not you. Eliminated! Yeah! Wait, there's two of you. Also put you in timeout. And... Yeah, there we go. Yeah, look at that. Eliminated! I'm going to report, too. Why not? Report. Pornography. Gotcha. Oof. Owned, robot! Odd thing to say while working on the figure of Kamen Rider Ikazuchi, to be honest. That's how you can tell this stream's really kicking, is we got the porno robot showing up. The bummer is... The emotional bummer is... porno robot's into it. So, like, I lose either way, right? Porno robot's like, oh! Oh no! Don't hit me! And I'm like, damn it. When the sex bot is Seido and Maso, what do? I don't have a sensory deprivation chamber, not yet. I'm not at that, what do I need? I need the first play button. And I need 100,000 subscribers, then I get the sensory deprivation room for the robots. Oh, neat. Alright, we're gonna get into pose. We're gonna get into a cool pose. A cool pose that very conveniently hides the part where the weapons only have a sticker on one side. my focus gone? Yeah. Oh, where is it? There it is. I can't believe how underused this suit was in Kamen Rider 01. This is my video essay to explain how underused and disappointing the role of Kamen Rider Ikazuchi was in the television series proper. There, that was the bit of fan service. I hope that one was free. Yeah, spam bots across YouTube. Like, every stream I've done in the last 2 months are not high-traffic streams, and I still get one of those specific ones popping in every single time. Anyway. I had something else I could do, but I'm going to resist doing it, because I don't want to blow all my tricks on the first installment of Variety. Dub Momo next. Okay. Slight tangent. People are archiving those Malaysian English dubs as Kamen Rider, right? Because I always see people saying, oh yeah, it's lost media, but like torrents have gone around. So people are saving them, right? Because we have to protect those dubs. Anyways, I had to lay that one out. New Sam, stream's going pretty well. We're just hitting the closure. Sort of. I am now at the part where I'm easily led into just talking for another 2 hours. So I'm trying to keep an eye on myself. Where's the clickbait thumbnail? Kamen Rider Ikazuchi. Failed Kamen Rider! Destroyed by intellectual! Do we still say intellectual checkmate? Is that meme still around, or is that, like, 15 years old now? Like, it is 15 years old now, I think. I forgot where it came from. I just remember intellectual checkmate was a thing once. I have to finish this. Someone remembers intellectual checkmate, right? But yeah, what was I saying? I want to do more of these fun little streams, because there's always Transformers news to talk about, so I want to kind of couch it. I'm going to lay out my plans. This is going to be how I weave into the little realm of talk about Transformers news via OBS, but I want to turn them into these little things. So we've always got... I have so much unbuilt Soto. Even once I build it all, I'm sure I'll still have unbuilt Soto, so we can always... yeah, big text wasted. We can always, have, hang on. I'll draw the plan. So we've always got Transformers news. And we can always, that's the top slice of the bread. But then down here we've always got Sodo and intellectualism. And that's the bottom part of the bread. And then all we need really, and this is doable, is you just find between 1, 2, 3 notable topics. And I figure this is a way for us to do some fun time streaming, get in on the current tone in toy reviewer YouTube of realizing, I think very smartly, that we all gotta have like other stuff to talk about, and having a good time while we do it. So I think this is what I'm gonna do for my my stream. This is my streaming approach for this. I still also am just gonna do some one-off now and then when I want to, streaming of painting stuff or Transformers TCG gameplay. So that's not going to be woven into any of this. I don't think. I just want to keep this as like, this is going to be my sandwich I go to hopefully once a week, and we do some of that. But I also would like to do some Transformers TCG TTSing because that feels very stream suitable. The last one I did, Ozzy pointed out to me, and it's true. There was some kind of chroma key on that eliminated the color green from parts of that stream, so all the life counters numbers were chroma keyed out somehow, and I'm not sure what happened there. So, gotta do another one of those. But yeah, I'm feeling good about this. I'm really happy, because I was thinking about this for the last 72 hours off and on, of like this little sandwich, and I think we're here. So, what's a good ending theme? I don't know what any of these are, so I'm just gonna... Oh, here's a track called Trophy Wife. Alright, there we go. So thank you all for tuning in. You know, we'll do some other streaming stuff, but hopefully we can continue doing this fun little thing as well. If you'd like to support the channel, then watch the friggin' streams. That's already well enough. Like, other than that, you all know how to do things. Adam Edgman there is the YouTube club member. So you can see on Adam Edgman, there's that fancy green thing. Yeah, I don't know what the song was. I just wanted to know what a song, like, the track name was Trophy Wife, and I don't know what that would be. This is Toonami promo music. The audio is more centered now for some reason. Yeah, I forgot about the stereo thing. Spreem is my trophy wife, yes. But we can't see the chat like this, so we're now going to dial back one more time. We're peeling back the layers to where we began. I forgot I wrote that. Yeah. Hope you all have a good evening and or morning. And if you're watching on the VOD, then bet you wish you were here. That's mean. I know some people actually wanted to tune in and couldn't. Non-derogatory, bet you wish you were here. And we'll do this some more. Next review, I'm not sure what it is. I have Legacy Bulkhead sitting on my filming table, and I might just do the footage for him and then just roll with it. That's my hope. But, you know, we'll see what happens. Next 3-0 review, probably DLX Revenge of the Fallen Optimus. But I think I need a couple reviews in between so I can mess with that thing some more and figure out what I want to say about it. Anyway, have a good evening and or morning. No afternoons, though. If this is the afternoon, then get to work. And I'll talk to you later. Stay safe out there, and survive for me, please. Thank you.